Hello, Village Missionaries. This is Jim Cross with a message regarding the Village Missions Pension Plan. We have been busy behind the scenes working with the new team that is going to serve you. Yesterday, I had a conference call regarding the new plan's design, and we discussed all the details that go into creating a plan, from eligibility to contributions to payment and retirement. And I want to take a few minutes to let you know what to expect in the coming weeks. I'll also walk through the reasons for this change and explain some of the implications in detail. First, please know that your contributions and your earned benefits are safe. Although the old plan is closed to new participants and contributions will no longer be accepted, you will receive your earned retirement benefits. We will invest your future contributions in our new 403b plan. So, what will the new plan look like? I've got a slide here to show you some of the detail. The new plan is a defined contribution 403b plan. Unlike the old plan, which defines the benefit to be paid at retirement, this new plan defines the amount that is contributed at the front end. Principal will be the record keeper and the custodian of your investments, and Ronald Blue Trust will be the investment advisor. You will be automatically enrolled, and the $50 a month that you are currently contributing to Principal will be diverted to the new 403b plan. The mission will also make a contribution on everyone's behalf. There will be a modest annual contribution. We're developing a formula that will benefit missionaries who have served longer and are older. And we're also going to weight the formula to give added benefit to low-income missionaries. You're encouraged to save more through voluntary salary reduction, just as many of you are presently doing. Ronald Blue Trust will be advising you, and they will provide a carefully screened menu of mutual funds for you to choose from. The new menu is open platform. That is, they can choose the best funds from any number of fund families. Ronald Blue Trust, with the help of Principal, will provide one-on-one telephone counseling to each of you to help you make your fund selections for the new plan and complete your transfer paperwork. Today, you received an email with a link to a resource planning questionnaire. It is a brief form that will help you collect your personal information, such as your Principal defined benefit balance, your 403b balance, your Social Security benefit estimate, and any other investment assets that you may have. This questionnaire also gives you some opportunity to reflect on questions that will help the advisor walk through some retirement planning with you. You'll be encouraged to transfer your American Funds account to the new plan, but that's really up to you. You have a transfer form in that same email to help you with that. Village Missions does not offer investment advice, so you're encouraged to consult with Ronald Blue Trust as well as your own trusted personal advisors. We will have an advisor at some conferences this summer, but the time will be limited and they won't be able to meet everyone. But hopefully, they'll be able to meet with those who are closest to retirement age. So, why are we freezing the pension plan? Well, when Village Missions developed the pension plan back in 1974, we did so out of a strong desire to acknowledge the commitment of missionaries who have given their life in service to our Lord Jesus Christ. The plan was well designed at the time. In 1974, a 6-month certificate of deposit was paying in the range of 10%. Our average monthly pension is $360, and that was a decent pension in 1974. Today, it would take $1,920 to buy what $360 bought in 1974. Times have changed. The inflation that we experienced in the 70s and 80s has quieted down along with interest rates. Deficit spending has encouraged monetary policy that keeps interest rates artificially depressed. And those nearing retirement today have lived through a couple of big corrections in the stock market that have wiped out decades of gains in one whack. So unfortunately, these economic trends have hurt the pension plan in two ways. First, the benefit you would have received at retirement is minimal in terms of today's dollars. Second, Village Missions is no longer able to afford the cost to fund our plan. Last year, we had to give over $300,000 to the plan from the general fund to support future obligations. And we cannot keep doing this and continue our calling to develop spiritually vital churches in rural North America. So I'd like to share some charts with you that show the trends in our plan over time. Here's one that shows our funded status and how it's changed over time. The yellow line on top is our projected benefit obligation. That is, how much are we going to have to pay to retirees? And you can see how that line has been going up and up. The white line in the middle is the fair value of our plan assets each year. And you can see how that has not kept pace with the projected benefit obligation. And the orange line on the bottom, that's the difference between them. And you can see how we have declined over the years. Now it's interesting to note, we started working with Ronald Blue back in about 2009, and our assets were worth about $6.9 million at that time, and they've done a good job for us. They have kept our assets going up over time. We're at about $8.5 million today, but that projected benefit obligation has just skyrocketed, and that is mainly due to changes in actuarial assumptions. Basically, people are living longer, and the interest rates also have been pretty stale. So those two factors combined together have really taken our projected benefit obligation and just made it skyrocket over time. Our deficit was actually quite manageable back in 2009, 2010. We were really only about $300,000, $400,000 underwater. Today we're about $4 million underwater. Now, I don't want you to worry, because the plan is adequately funded. We make all of the contributions that the principal requires us to make, and we know that we are going to have another tough 10 or 15 years ahead of us, but after that, the amount that we're going to have to contribute is going to be reduced substantially, and we are going to see better times. Just show you another slide here. This is how our contributions to the plan have increased over time, and indeed this has become a significant part of our general fund budget over the years, where our contributions are up toward $300,000 a year now. And this slide shows the benefits paid and the number of retirees. You can see how our number of retirees have gone up, and the amount of benefits paid has gone up as well. So that is a trend that is just going to continue. So those are the challenges of the pension plan. In 1974, Village Missions was very much in an expansive mode, like many other mission agencies. In the 70s and 80s, the mission took on projects that were good, like retirement housing and the dental van. These projects were vital in the lives of individuals at the time. Many were blessed by these projects, but they are not core to our calling. So getting down to the core of our calling is one of the key reasons behind the plan freeze. We're at a point in our history as a mission where the need is greater, the workers are fewer, and even though we are stable, we must accelerate our key processes to keep up with demands. And this requires a sharper focus on the field ministry and a letting go of things that do not contribute to the core of our calling. So, our expectation is that this freeze will improve our long-term financial position. The mission contribution from the general fund will at once drop by $80,000 a year, and we're going to use that $80,000 toward the new 403B plan. As I mentioned, in about 10 to 12 years, our pension contributions will drop significantly, which will free financial resources to benefit you and your ministry more directly. Although we all seek to be good stewards and plan for the future, ultimately we depend upon the Lord for his provision. So the board and the staff are praying, and we ask you to pray as well. Please pray with us that Village Missions will continue to be effective in delivering ministry to fields that need it the most, and that we will be available to respond to whatever the Lord requires of us. So, what effect will the freeze have on your earned benefits? Let's take a look at that. There it is. Okay, so everyone who takes part in the pension plan earns benefits based on the number of years that they contribute to the plan. The defined benefit received at retirement is $12 a month times your years of service. So, if you work 20 years, your monthly benefit would be 20 years times $12, or $240 a month. When the plan is frozen, your retirement benefit will no longer increase. You'll no longer be making contributions to the defined benefit pension plan, and you will no longer be earning additional credit. So what you've earned as of July 1st, 2018 is what you will receive at retirement. You have an accrual for each year where you have worked at least 1,000 hours and contributions are made. So if you've worked half of a year through July 1st, 2018, you'll get credit for that year. Now, vesting is a huge factor in your benefit, and this is an area where I have received a few questions, so I'd like to walk through this in detail. Let's look at the vesting schedule. So, this is the vesting schedule, and you can see that the $12 per month per year of service isn't really earned until you have served 15 years or more. If you have worked 6 years or less, you have zero vesting percentage, and then it goes up. 6 years is 10%, 7 is 20, 8 is 30, and so on until you have worked 15 years. So let's just take a look at how this works in practice. Let me get my head out of the way. Here we go. Okay, so let's say that you've worked for Village Missions for 10 years and you're 50% vested. So your earned benefit today is $60 a month. So that is 10 years times $12 a month times 50%. When the plan freezes, your years of service will be frozen, but your vesting will continue. So, following our example, our missionary with 10 years of service has an earned benefit of $60 at 10 years. But if he serves another 5 years, he will be 100% vested in year 15, and his benefit will increase to $120. Now, some of you who have entered the mission closer to the normal retirement age may have your retirement benefit limited by the vesting rule if you don't have enough time to work 15 years. And some of you will be asking if you should withdraw your contributions to the pension plan. Now, I am not your financial advisor, and Village Missions does not render financial advice. So while I will speak in general terms, you will need to analyze your personal situation and decide what is best for you. Yeah. So to the question, should you withdraw your personal contributions from the pension plan? In many cases, if you are 100% vested, it will be worth it to leave it in and take the annuity at retirement. The closer you are to retirement, the more sense it makes to leave it in, because the older you are, the more of your annuity is going to be paid by the mission contributions. If you will not be 100% vested at your normal retirement age, and this is the case for some of you who joined the mission after age 55 or so, you might do better to transfer your contributions to the 403b plan. But this is not a decision to make on a whim. You need to work with a financial advisor to compare the value of your annuity at retirement to what you could earn on your own. Now, this raises a point. Please be careful that your financial advisor uses realistic assumptions when forecasting investment returns. Anyone can promise you the sky, but you need to use realistic assumptions. Also, if you're not fully vested, you could consider working a few more years to attain 100% vesting. That's a simple solution, and it might be worth it to you. So please consider that. So, just a couple of other things that I want to share with you. Some steps that you should be taking. So Ronald Blue Trust, with the help of Principal, will provide one-on-one telephone counseling to each of you to help you complete your transfer paperwork and help you make selections for the new plan. An additional step that you can take is to get registered online at Principal. So you want to go to principal.com, log in under the personal login type. If it's your first time there, you'll be prompted for your social security number, and you'll be able to get into your account in pretty short order. Once there, you'll be able to look at your earned benefit, your request estimates prior to retirement, and use a lot of helpful education tools that will help you plan. One of the tools that is really going to be a bonus for us is this Retirement Wellness Planner. This is a tool that is going to pull together all of your retirement accounts, and this is one big reason that we stayed with Principal for the new 403b plan. This is where you're going to be able to see your defined benefit plan plus your 403b plan, and once our 403b plan is activated, there's going to be tools here that you can use to pull in any outside investment accounts you have, maybe old IRA accounts. You can always pull those in, and you won't be transferring them to Principal, but you'll be able to link to them so that you can see the entire picture all together in one place. And you can see that it gives you a readiness score. So my hypothetical missionary here, he's age 50 and he's got cash income of about $35,000 a year, and he's got about $20,000 set aside for retirement, and he's going to receive about $1,300 of Social Security, and he wants to retire at age 67. So you can see from the wellness score that he's not ready. He's only scoring a 51. So what he can do is he can use this tool to look at what he could do for himself if he adjusted his contributions, or maybe if he delayed his retirement age, how much closer could he get to his retirement goals. That's going to be a really good tool that you're definitely going to want to be using. So remember, retirement from ministry is never the goal, yet preparing for the future is prudent, because you may need to step back from ministry for health issues, and you need to think about providing for your family. So I encourage you to explore this tool. We have always believed in supporting you as your minister in the field. Village Missions does that in numerous ways, such as providing the salary support, providing the DR ministry, providing a staff conference. And although we are unable to continue the pension plan, we are switching to a more active 403b plan. And it's my commitment as your CFO to provide you with these tools and to help you with the resources to start planning for your retirement so you don't get caught short when that time comes. Now, our entire intent is to minister faithfully until the Lord comes for his church. And speaking for myself, I'm not planning on retiring until age 73. At least I won't be ready to retire until I'm 73. And, I like to work. I don't plan to be at home getting in my wife's way. So I'll probably be coming in here on the odd afternoon until they tell me to go fishing. So anyway, please feel free to contact me with any questions you may have. I look forward to seeing you at some of the conferences this summer. We'll have an advisor from Ron Blue in tow. We're not going to be able to make it to all the conferences. We're not going to be able to say hello to everyone. But you've got the telephone advisors, and if you need extra help or you have extra questions, just call me, and we will help you however we can, because it's our privilege to serve you. So thank you for listening, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.